The top stories: bus repair workers stop work over late payments, relative charge in connection with New Year's Day murder, and Anglican Bishop slaps down tithing proposal. Welcome to Nation News for Tuesday, January the 7th, 2015.
No matter where you are in the world, at home or abroad, Nation News keeps you connected with what's happening in Barbados through our website, video newscast, and online e-papers. So stay connected with Nation News. News, your time, your way.
The payment problems are back at UCAL. Bus repairs to the Transport Board. Workers employed at the United Commercial Auto Works Limited stopped work briefly after hearing they would not be paid this week for work done in the last week of December. A spokesman for the group told Nation News they were incensed after Managing Director Frederick Gittins told them no funds had been received to pay them. However, some returned to their jobs in the afternoon after being told they would receive some money tomorrow. One irate worker said they would not be putting up with the recurrence of late wages payments, which caused strike action last year, and called for the resignation of UCAL's chairman, Sir Roy Trotman. Jonathan Jones said they were tired of broken promises.
We had a meeting in Point Ministry 26th of September. The minister promised us they would give us enough money to pay wages at the end of March financial year, to pay up the cover overdraft, and the company owes us back money from tourists, so enough money to pay us back money.
3.7 million.
It was 3.7 million and all. They have not come forward yet. That was a promise, a broken promise. We went back to work on that promise, and nothing has happened.
Police have arrested and charged a 31-year-old man in connection with the fatal family dispute which marred New Year's Day. Ronaldo Carter of First Avenue, Vauxhall, Christchurch, has been charged with the murder of Jason Carter of the same address. He was reportedly shot in the face. Ronaldo Carter has also been charged with the unlawful possession of ammunition without a valid permit. He's expected to appear at the Oistins Magistrates Court on Thursday. A group of fire officers has come to the aid of Robert Howard, who lost his home and its contents to fire back in 2013. Since that time, he has been pounding the pavement asking for help. The 61-year-old was presented with a donation of food and clothing at the Barbados Fire Service's Probin Street, the city headquarters. Fire Officer Richard Griffith said that it was not an initiative of the fire service, but of individual members.
It all happened when I saw Mr. Howard. He was asking for a donation because he had a house fire. But during that time, I allowed him to speak, and I told him that I knew about the story because I happened to be on duty the day he came to the station for the letter. And in saying that, I called everyone that's here and asked them, because we are also looking to engage in other projects and activities. And I told them about his situation. So everyone just pitched in. I posted it on Facebook, and everyone just come together and made this great donation.
In less than 3 months, the congregation at Restoration Ministries should be worshiping in new multi-million-dollar facilities at Britain's Hill. Members have long lived the original church building at the same venue and have been worshiping at a variety of locations, including Olympus Cinemas and a nearby tent. Pastor David Durant told Nation News that the sanctuary proper should be finalized in April, with other work targeted for completion at a later date. He said the church had worked with a budget of less than $3 million sourced through tithes and donations.
They got donations from people who heard we were building, because we are always into the community, feeding the elderly. And one of the things that happened here is that although we entered the building program, we didn't stop our social activity in feeding the homeless, because we feed them every week at the homeless shelter. We also give lunches to elderly people in the community. We help children as well, getting back to school and things like that. I decided not to stop those activities because that vulnerable group still needs help. So I said, God, you help us with this, and we're going to continue to give.
In more church news, Anglicans in Barbados will not be mandated to give 10% of their income to the church anytime soon, though a New York-based Barbadian priest is advocating they should. Earlier this week, the Reverend Llewellyn Armstrong told Nation News that tithes and offerings were the only viable means of support for local churches which are struggling with financing. He has also published a book in which he suggests that a 10% offering should be mandatory. However, Bishop Dr. John Holder says such a policy is unlikely to be implemented. He says the local Anglican Church allows people to give whatever they can afford. In sport, a little publicized innovation of the West Indies one-day tournament, the Nagico Super 50, which starts next week, is the inclusion of an under-19 squad picked from the best teenage cricketers in the region. Head coach Graham West has been sharing his expectations.
Well, initially it's going to be very much to assess where the players are at. The selectors have picked a squad based on the recent regional competitions, under 17s and under 19. So this is very much a start point with the countdown to the World Cup in 2016. So initially, for myself and the management team, it's going to be assessing the players, identifying the strengths, and where we feel they'll be able to perform in the 50-over regional competition. Obviously, we'll have one eye on the World Cup and starting to form the nucleus of a squad for that. But this is very much, as I said, the starting point with a couple of additional players that played in the last Under-19 World Cup to add, it sounds strange to say, but a little bit of experience to an Under-19 side.
And finally, a mother in Missouri in the United States says she definitely will not be breastfeeding her newborn daughter after the infant was born with a pair of front teeth. Jacqueline Bailey said her daughter must have had made a Christmas wish for her 2 front teeth before she was born on December the 20th with a pair of bottom chompers. Mom said everyone in the delivery room was shocked. That's where we'll be in Nation News for Wednesday. For more, log on to nationnews.com as well as YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. Pick up your Daily Nation on Thursday or subscribe to our e-paper. Thanks for joining us.